You've been to 4 different doctors over 4.5 years. You've got a drawer full of supplements, and you're tired of managing symptoms that just never seem to go away. And you're actually starting to wonder if your body is just failing you. Here's the truth. You aren't just one of the 50 million Americans living with an autoimmune condition. You're part of a global, rising tide of immune dysfunction. We have seen these conditions nearly double since 1990. And if you're a woman, your odds are even higher. In some cases, 9 out of 10. But here's the good news. The goal of your health journey isn't just symptom management. It's about reducing your immune burden and rebuilding your resilience. Today, I'm going to show you the health detective framework I use to stop guessing and start identifying the real drivers of your autoimmune disease. First, let's clear the air. Autoimmunity is clinically defined as immune dysregulation, or a loss of tolerance. But it is not your body randomly deciding to attack you for no reason. It is not proof that you did something wrong. And frankly, it is rarely fixed by one supplement, one food rule, or one miracle that you just happen to see on some random social post. When we look at the data, 34% of people diagnosed with one autoimmune condition are actually living with more than one. Why is that? Because we've been focusing on the label rather than the terrain. And that's where H.I.D.D.E.N comes in. In functional diagnostic nutrition, we use the acronym H.I.D.D.E.N to organize our investigation. H.I.D.D.E.N stands for hormones, immune, digestion, detoxification, energy, and nervous system. Autoimmunity is obviously an I, or immune piece. But clinically, it is almost never just the immune system. We frequently see dysregulation in D for digestion, N for nervous system, or E for energy. We aren't just looking to suppress your immune system, we're trying to figure out what is actually triggering it. So let's talk about the Detective Triad. Number 1, antigen load. This helps us to identify the why your immune system is reacting. In the world of conventional medicine, we often treat the reaction, the inflammation itself. But as a health detective, I start asking, what is the immune system actually reacting to? We call this your antigen load. Your immune system is essentially a security force. If it's constantly on high alert, it's because it's being triggered by things it wasn't designed to handle 24/7. This could be hidden chronic infections, like a latent virus or dysbiotic bacteria. It could also be environmental triggers, such as things you're breathing or absorbing while you're in your home or office. Or it could be food antigens. In a susceptible person, there aren't just sensitivities. They are constant, repetitive signals to the immune system to stay in attack mode. We don't just guess, we use functional lab testing to uncover what your specific threats are. Number 2, the gut immune interface. We want to secure the perimeter. Next, we look at the front door of your immune system, which is the gut. Roughly 70 to 80% of your immune system resides in your digestive tract. Think of the gut lining as a finely tuned filter. We have inflammation, that filter becomes compromised, then we get what people call leaky gut. When the barrier integrity is lost, undigested food particles, toxins, and bacterial byproducts gain access to your bloodstream. Your immune system sees these as foreign invaders, as it should, and launches an attack. If your gut is constantly leaking, your immune system never gets to stand down. My job is to assess your digestive capacity and your microbiome patterns to see if your gut front door is secure. If we don't close that gate, we are fighting a fire while someone keeps pouring gasoline on it. Number 3 is your nervous system and recovery. This is your capacity to heal. Finally, and this is the piece most often overlooked, we look at the nervous system and your energy or oxidative stress. Your immune system and nervous system are in constant communication. When you are in a state of chronic fight or flight due to sleep debt, work stress, or even overexercising, you are actively suppressing your body's ability to repair itself. If you are redlining your energy, your body doesn't have enough metabolic resources to regulate that inflammation. And another critical link in midlife If you're perimenopausal, your physiology is already dealing with major transition. When you add the stress of poor sleep and a hyper-aroused nervous system, your inflammatory tone gets cranked up. You might feel like you're failing because you can't keep up with your old routine. But the truth is, your body is asking for a change in strategy. We have to downshift the nervous system to give your immune system the permission to stop attacking and start repairing. I see so many of you with a cabinet full of supplements you bought because someone said they might help. That is the guessing game. In F.D.E.N, I help to process things so it's not about guessing, it's about testing. We look at specific biomarkers so that you can stop spending money on things that don't serve your unique physiology and start investing in what actually moves the needle. I want to give you a quick look at what this actually looks like. I recently worked with a client, let's call her Sarah. She's 48 in the thick of perimenopause and had been carrying an autoimmune label for 3 years. She was doing all the right things, like eating super clean, exercising 5 days a week, and taking a handful of supplements she bought online. But she was still exhausted, her joints were still aching, and her sleep was pretty much non-existent. When we ran her labs, we didn't just look for more inflammation. We acted like the detectives we are. First, we found her antigen load. She had chronic low-level bacteria overgrowth in her gut that she didn't even know about. It was keeping her immune system in a constant low-grade fight. Second, we addressed the gut immune interface. Her digestion was sluggish, and she wasn't absorbing the nutrients she needed for repair for that gut barrier. And finally, her nervous system. She was redlining it. She was doing intense workouts, which were actually depleting her already fragile hormonal reserves, further suppressing her immune system. We didn't change her diagnosis because as an F.D.E.N, we don't diagnose anything. But we did change her terrain. We pulled back on her high-intensity exercise, we added targeted digestive support, and focused on nervous system recovery. Within 6 weeks, her joint pain dropped 60%, and she was finally starting to get some sleep. She didn't need a new diagnosis. She needed to stop guessing and start identifying the real drivers, the root causes of her issues. And that is exactly what the D.R.E.S.S protocol allows us to do. So, this D.R.E.S.S protocol, we use it for a success model. So D stands for diet. We focus on adequate, high-quality protein and an anti-inflammatory pattern. No extreme long-term restriction. That just adds more stress. R is for rest. Sleep isn't a luxury. It is your number one immune intervention. It is very important that you work hard to get the sleep that you need. E is for exercise. We move from redlining, so for Sarah, the high-intensity burnout, to strength training and walking that builds capacity. The first S is for stress. So daily, we do some non-negotiable nervous system downshifting. And the second S is supplements. They are targeted, not random, not something you saw on social media. We use them based upon your specific lab patterns and clinical goals. They're not guesswork. So, are you trying to guess your way through autoimmunity? Are you exhausted trying to do it? The value of the F.D.E.N process is that it gives us a roadmap, a structured way to discover your unique drivers and build a plan that you can actually follow. If you're tired of just managing your diagnosis and you want to actually start addressing your disease itself with root causes, comment below and tell me about it. And don't forget, subscribe. Let's keep digging for the truth behind your health. I'm Mindy Kidder, and I'll see you in the next video.